Living in Willow Grove, I never imagined my backyard chickens would spark a full-blown feud with the most relentless member of my HOA board, who kept swiping my fresh eggs straight from the coop. When Evelyn pushed me too far with threats of hefty fines, I had no idea my clever egg-based revenge would end up reshaping our entire neighborhood. The blare of my alarm yanked me awake at 5:30 a.m. I grumbled but quickly recalled why I'd set it so early. 6 months back, I'd built a charming coop in my Willow Grove backyard. My hens Lola, Cinnamon, Daisy, and Pearl blessed me with the tastiest eggs I'd ever had. "Good morning, ladies," I called softly as I stepped into the coop. But something was off. Yesterday I'd counted 8 perfect eggs. Today, only 3 sat in the nesting boxes. Odd. Maybe the girls were stressed? I scratched my head, gathered the remaining eggs, and headed inside to whip up breakfast. This went on for a week, fewer eggs each morning. I got obsessive, jotting down their laying patterns in a notebook. My hens were producing, no doubt about it, but someone was taking them. Who'd steal eggs? While watering my garden, I mentioned it to my neighbor, Tom. "You know, Evelyn from the HOA board's been strolling by your place every morning," he said casually. "I noticed 'cause she's never up that early." Evelyn Harper. Her name alone made my gut twist. She'd moved to Willow Grove 3 years ago, joined the HOA board, and started enforcing stricter rules, everything from fence heights to how long trash bins could sit out. "You think she's stealing my eggs?" I asked, stunned. Tom shrugged. "Wouldn't put it past her. She's been griping to folks about your coop, saying it's against community rules." My temper flared. I pored over the HOA handbook before building that coop. Rules about structures, sure, but nothing banning chickens. I'd kept it clean, pretty, and well-placed from property lines. Next morning, I ditched my routine. Instead, I crouched behind my shed, phone camera ready. At 6:15 a.m., a figure in fancy workout gear slipped through my side gate. Evelyn. Her blonde ponytail swayed as she crept to the coop, glancing around nervously. She opened the door, reached in, and tucked several eggs into a little cloth bag. I stepped out. "Finding everything okay, Evelyn?" She jolted, nearly dropping the eggs, her face turning crimson before settling into a smug frown. "I'm collecting EVY Denke," she said, chin up. "Your farm set up VY-OLAT's community standards. Does EVY Denke collection usually involve trespassing?" I asked, keeping my cool despite my pounding heart. "And stealing?" "It's not stealing if it's contraband," she shot back with a smirk, pulling a formal notice from her bag. "Your coop's got to go within days, or it's a due law 100 daily fine." My hands shook as I took the paper. Nothing in the bylaws bans chickens. "The board passed new rules last month, no livestock, including chickens," she said, grinning wider. Should have attended the meeting. I'd been pulling late shifts at the hospital that week, she knew it. Evelyn worked there too in admin while I was a nurse. "The eggs are just bonus EVY Denke," she added, dropping them into her pricey purse. "Though they're great in my smoothies." She strutted off, leaving me stunned. My chickens weren't just pets, they were my calm after brutal shifts, their clucking and pecking a bomb. Plus, those eggs cut my grocery costs in lean times. That night, sleep wouldn't come. I dug into the HOA docs again. The amendment had passed, but they'd skipped proper notification steps. Fighting it would drain me, though. Scrolling online forums about HOA battles, I found a gem. Someone used dye-filled fake fruit to catch thieves. Inspiration struck. On my day off, I hit craft stores, snagging ceramic eggs, washable red dye, and silicone sealant. At home, I drilled tiny holes in the eggs, filled them with dye, sealed them, and set them in the nesting boxes, hiding the real eggs elsewhere. My pulse raced as I hit the sack. Childish. Maybe? But Evelyn wasn't just enforcing rules, she relished bullying me. Stealing my eggs for herself. "Sometimes you've got to stand up to tyrants," I muttered, drifting off. At 6:22 a.m., a shriek pierced the neighborhood. I was awake, waiting. Peeking through the blinds, I saw Evelyn by my coop, hands in fancy outfit splashed with red dye, a broken ceramic egg at her feet. I grabbed my phone, recording as I stepped out. "Everything okay, Evelyn?" I asked innocently. She spun, furious. "You did this on purpose. Look at Matt. His is assault." "I'm confused," I said, still filming. "Why are you in my yard at 6 a.m., touching my decorative eggs?" "Decorative?" she sputtered. "You booby-trapped them. They're craft projects for the hens' inspiration," I deadpanned. Why are you trespassing again? I'm calling the police and the HOA lawyer, she snapped, fumbling with her stained phone. You'll regret MOVYing here. Before you do, I said. I've got security footage of you stealing my eggs all week. Trespassing and theft are crimes, Evelyn. My decorating isn't. She froze, then hissed. Delete that video. I can't. But leave my chickens alone and I'll keep it private. For a second I thought she'd agree. Then her face hardened. You don't know who you're messing with. I run this place soon, everyone'll see you as the problem. She stormed off, leaving red footprints. Had I just started a war with Willow Grove's Queen Bee? 3 days later, an email hit my inbox. Emergency HOA meeting. Health hazard at 312 Oak Lane, my address. Evelyn had called it, accusing me of toxic substances and aggression, showing off her stained hands as proof, conveniently omitting her theft. She'd send it to the whole neighborhood, not just the board. Texts flooded in. What's happening? Are your animals dangerous? She was painting me as a VY lame before I could speak. I called my sister, Lisa, a paralegal. She can't do this, Lisa said. Emergency meetings need cause. She was trespassing and you've got proof. But she's tight with the HOA president. No one'll back me, I groaned. Go public, Lisa urged. HOAs hate exposure. Make a sites how your chickens the footage. Embarrass them into backing off. That night, I built Save Our Willow Chickens, uploading pics of my spotless coop, happy hens, and Evelyn's egg-stealing spree. I added study backyard chickens don't tank property values or make noise like dog plus neighbor testimonials and proof my setup was legal. Next morning, I slipped QR-coded flyers into mailboxes before work. By lunch, my phone buzzed nonstop. Most messages cheered me on. Didn't know she was stealing. Your coop's awesome, can my kids VY sit? A few snarled. You're trashing our neighborhood. Then a text from 80-year-old Henry Miller. She's been nabbing my squash too. I'm with you at the meeting. Friday night, I arrived at the community center early, dressed sharp. The parking lot was packed, sides forming fast. Evelyn swept in with HOA President Grayson and the board, her smile tight as she glared at the crowd. Grayson called order, uneasy. We're here about a complaint at 312 Oak Lane Chickens and an alleged incident. Evelyn cut in, flashing her stained hands. She set a trap that could have hurt me. I raised my hand. Before we get to that, why was MS Harper on my property at 6 a.m., stealing my eggs? Murmur spread. Grayson frowned. What's she mean, Evelyn? The footage rolled Evelyn sneaking in day after day taking eggs. When it ended, she whispered furiously to Grayson. Even if she took eggs, he said, the new amendment bans chickens. About that, I countered, handing out papers. Bylaws require 30-day notice for amendments. 10 homeowners here got Nanit's invalid. Henry stood. And why she been inspecting my garden, taking squash? Others chimed in, floors, tools, packages. Evelyn's petty thefts piled up. Her allies looked stunned. Grayson tabled the chicken issue and eyed Evelyn. Will ReVYW board conduct next time? She leapt up. She's got dangerous animals and attacked me. Ceramic eggs, Evelyn, I said. On my property, which you shouldn't have touched. A board member moved to dismiss the complaint and fix the amendment process. It passed 4-1, Evelyn alone against it. She stormed out, dialing someone. I'd won, but her glare lingers. She wasn't done. 3 days later, rain drummed my window as I watched my hens. The news had aired, framing Evelyn as a tyrant, me as the underdog. She'd stayed holed up since. Grayson showed up, drenched. Evelyn quit the board, he said, sliding over bank statements. Badula 14,000's missing from reserves. We think she skimmed it. Why tell me? You're sharp, know the rules, and stood up. Join the board. I mulled it over. Later, a MOVYing truck hit Evelyn's place. She was leaving. Then a call, chicken lady? Dave from Pine Hill Gardens. Saw you on TV. We're fighting HOAs, join us. Before I could reply, a crash, Evelyn, rake in hand, freeing my hens. If they're gone, no fight, she yelled. I wrestled the rake away. We fell laughing in the mud. I'm off to Nevada, she said. Good choice, I replied, helping her up. Weeks later, I uncovered the real thief, HOA treasurer Paul, Evelyn's silent ally. I joined the board, passed a farming ordinance, and got a postcard from Evelyn. Desert quail, no words. It's on my fridge, next to our garden clipping. That red egg stays on my sill, a reminder that standing firm can turn foes into unexpected allies and build something better.